Lisa, Lisi, tingala ko, tiklo, kosi, enyaniso, zongintlanga, zongizizwe, mazizuze, usindiso.
Educating all of our children must be one of our urgent priorities. That education, more than anything else, improves our chances of leading better lives.
Laula, laula, ngosi Yesu, kosangawe ukonwaba, kezi piti zetu, yona kele mihlaba. Ona izwe lakho wethu, uxoleli izono zalo, ungayithobi inqumbo yakho.
In the small town of Alice, Eastern Cape, there are places where greatness was born. Fort Hare and Lovedale, these are not just schools, they are the roots of Black brilliance in Southern Africa.
Dumelang, Molweni, Sanibonani, Absheni. My name is Usomangaye Mchwachu, and this is Fort Hare University, where the greats of South Africa have walked these very grounds. Before the fall, there was a dream etched into the walls of Alice, where a humble institution dared to imagine Africa as free, educated, and empowered. It is more than a place of learning. It is a cradle of a generation that rose like the sun over Sandilescope. It is the alma mater of a golden generation of Africans who led liberation movements after the Second World War. Theirs is a legacy that echoes through Africa, carrying the voices of visionaries, freedom fighters, and scholars who fought for freedom in our land. While the motto of Fort Hare University speaks of excellence, the vision of its leading lights shows freedom in our lifetime. This has become more than just an institution, but a symbol of hope and resilience.
That legacy is very important to me, and I think very relevant to other students, as Fort Hare has contributed and groomed many of the leaders in Africa, 5 presidencies in the continent of Africa, and that means a lot to the currently students who are under the leadership of University of Fort Hare, because they get inspired. They get inspired to also, it motivates them that they can become whatever life will bring to them.
The university is failing the students, that's what I can say.
The glorious legacy of Fort Hare has been buried in mountains of scandals and litigation. Unfortunately, students were forced to face a harrowing truth that most of Africa has had to confront.
So lilonke ucinga ubana iFort Hare indawo ekunzima kuye kustrugglishwa kuye kunoba kube indawo eyidyunivesithi ezisa imfundo ebhetele ebantwaneni.
Yes, iyayizisa yona but izisa nzima. Like apha esikolweni kufuneka ulwe ukuthi ufumane into yakho kuqala. Ngeke uvele uyifumane easy.
Corruption has bled its way into the birthplace of revolutionaries. Members of staff now stand trial for fraud, money laundering. Some couldn't make it to the stand.
There was this student that was on the list of graduation 2 days before the date of the graduation. When she went to fetch a ticket for the graduation, she was informed that you can't take your ticket because there's been some things that are currently being spoken that you can't graduate because of your marks. Only to find out that it's the lecturer that did not submit the marks. So now the fault is with the student, just because the lecturer did not submit the marks.
A bullet reached them before the hand of justice could.
Governance has crippled. So it has also affected Fort Hare. So Fort Hare is not the same as it used to be as before due to governance collapse. It's a national issue.
Alice is not just home to Fort Hare, but it is also home to two of South Africa's most significant institutions.
Lovedale College has not only been the home for the enhancement of black education, but 100 black families, including royal black families, have come together with Lovedale College to build and establish Fort Hare University in order to produce the likes of Nelson Mandela and Robert Sobukwe.
Lovedale College educated young black minds, and the Lovedale Press published literature, school books, and even religious texts in both English and isiXhosa.
Lovedale College has a long and prestigious story to tell. Although it has changed and reshaped over the years, it still remains one of the most important historical sites and educational institutions in South Africa, with the community's best interest at heart.
So even the university are trying by all means to emphasize the safety of the students. They're trying by all means. They are taking care of students. As we students, we are taking care of ourselves. Recently, we just had a men's talk to the stone there of KwaSomgxada, the historical stone that we want to go and visit. We had discussions of how to protect our sisters, how to protect one another, how can we reduce the crime and anything that are bad for students. You see.
They may have tried to silence our pride, but the spirit of this place refuses to die.
Why don't we just reference with it just 10 years back? Where are the leaders? Why are we no longer tracing leaders in our lifetime? We can be inspired by the old generation, but we need to also be the inspiration that will be there for our own children who will come after us.
What I can tell you is clear. Fort Hare is home away from home.
In whatever way one person might view the SRC, the main goal, the main priority for them is to make sure that students' cries are actually listened to, and they represent us at an institutional level and even a national level. So if we just instill our belief in the SRC, I believe that yes, they do carry out some sense of governance within the students. Yes.
I mean, it's not a bad institution. I feel like there's never a perfect place, because even if you go to other institutions, they also face similar problems. So I think Fort Hare is an institution just like any other. Maybe we don't have the necessary infrastructure like other varsities, but it's a good place. It's a nice place. you eventually achieve what you came here for, which is attaining the degree that you want or whatever qualification that you need.
But this is not the end of the story. Black excellence is not a ghost, it's a flame, and flames can rise again. They may have tried to silence our pride, but the spirit of this place refuses to die. It whispers in the footsteps of its students. This land is still rich with promise. Every step forward is a tribute to those who came before. Let us walk it with care, with courage, with clarity. The river still flows and its banks can bloom again, but only if we honor the stories, the struggles, and the sacrifices of the intellectuals before us.
Asambe